So the next topic is about the length of notes or note values. For this, I like to use a bit of a story to do with the life cycle of a note. Now the first one we're going to be dealing with is a crotchet. Now I realised that in the binder we actually have a couple of notes that are smaller than a crotchet. I kind of believe, to be honest, that this is the best place to start with the life cycle, and we will backtrack in our story and have kind of a prequel to it. So we have our crotchet. He at the moment is the youngest note that we have, and he is only worth 1 beat. That would sound something like 1, 1, 1, 1. As our note gets a bit older, he loses his colour and he becomes a minim. He is now worth 2 beats. So for this, he would sound like 1, 2, 1, 2. As he grows older and gets a little bit more independent, he gets a friend. Bit of a rubbish friend, it's just a dot. So he is now called a dotted minim, inventive, and he is now 3 beats. So we would do something like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now for the last one, he loses his stick altogether. He doesn't need it anymore. He is now fully independent, and he is called the longest name we have here, a semibreve. He is now 4 beats old. And for this we would hold 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. When you're learning this, at the beginning stage, it is nice to have the names as well, but really all you're looking for is what the note looks like and how long you hold it for, so how many beats it's worth. Being able to do the names is something that I insist on, but I do know that not all people do insist on that, and also it just depends on the age of the person that's learning. So what it looks like, ideally what its name is, and how long we hold it for. And you can see the life cycle of our little note. Now the prequel to this is what happened to the crotchet before he became a crotchet. Well, before that, he was something called a quaver. And being just half a beat, he has a little tail to help him with his balance. Now, as with all little ones, they're a bit excitable, so this guy goes that little bit quicker. Before that even, he was a semi-quaver. He was just a quarter of a beat. He has 2 tails because he does need support, and to be honest with you, these ones here, so the semi-quaver and the quaver, are often paired with other notes of a similar size to them, and they tend to equal 1 beat together, so they do tend to go around in a little bit of a group or a batch. So it's probably at the early stages. Again, it's something that you may not encounter too early. Most of the time early learners are dealing with this. It's just that it's a nice thing to be able to know for the future, even if you aren't going to be playing either of these kinds of beats up here. Knowing how to play these is crucial. Knowing how to play these is a nice to know. Now that you've conquered this side, this will enable you to go to the page and to be able to connect the dotted minim over to how many beats it's worth. If you're doing this with a child, you might be able to then extend this page, and if you find they can do this quite quickly, ask them for the name of the note before they connect it. So I might say to a student of mine, please can you find the semibreve in the middle line? So they would find the semibreve and then connect it to how many beats it's worth.